I thought I'd put a little video on YouTube about this bike that I've built, which may look like a Triumph Speed Triple, as the transfers say, but that's a misnomer. It's not a Speed Triple at all. If you look at the exhaust pipes, there are four, making this a 4-cylinder 1200. Now, people have been building what they call Speed Quattros for quite a while. There was a company that were producing them brand new from Daytonas with the 147 brake horsepower Daytona motor of that time. This is a much later bike. It's a 2000 trophy that's been reclothed in Speed Triple clothing, and what a cracking bike it is. It's I think possibly a better choice of engine for this bike than the Daytona engine. Being a later engine, it's a stronger engine and lighter, with a few revisions. They had a few little problems with the sprag clutches on the starter clutch on the early Hinckley 900s and 1200s, but this bike shouldn't suffer from that. It's actually done 69,000 miles, which is remarkable. I've cleaned it up, repainted the front of the engine, repainted the exhaust. I've had to make my own. You can see there's rather a mess underneath the clocks, but I'll be making a little shroud to come down here. In fact, I'm going to make a whole new mounting plate for the clocks. The clocks are the original trophy clocks, but I'm not very happy with them. I used an old piece of carbon fiber plate that I'd used on a previous project, and it wasn't really big enough. I've got to order another piece that'll come down here and completely cover the top yoke and pick up the 4 bolt holes here and the crown nut to secure them. It's also going to be thicker because these bounce around a bit when you go over a bump. So I've ordered a piece of 3mm carbon fiber in matte as well. This is shiny. I wanted a matte one, which should improve the clocks. I had a hell of a job mounting these clocks. I had to make pods for them, and I looked everywhere for pods to put the clocks in, and eventually I found some big pint plastic cups that were mugs, camping type mugs, that I was able to cut down and then cover in black gloss vinyl wrap to finish the job. The headlamp is from a Suzuki Bandit, I think a 1200 Bandit, and I'm particularly pleased with the Chinese handlebars, the clip-ons, which are mounted above the yokes, and they make a really comfortable riding position. I've got to say, as comfortable as anything. You can probably see the height of them there. The engine produces so much torque. This is why I think it's probably a more suitable engine for this bike, because the torque is amazing. From anything above 2,000 revs it pulls well. From 2,500 revs it's pulling as well as most bikes would be at 5,000, and at 3,000 revs you just need to hang on. It doesn't notice a pillion. Put a foot pillion. I took my wife out the other day for a ride, and as I suspected, it wouldn't know she was there. It's just producing turbine-like power from almost a tick over. Now, I don't think that shedding all the weight, because I've had this is basically a 1200 trophy. I've had a 1200 trophy before, and it's a lovely old bike, very comfortable. But I don't believe that shedding 15 pounds of plastic would give it as much performance as this had. I'm convinced it's these silencers that have unleashed a lot of power. Now, these are Triumph silencers. They're street twin silencers, and they're 38mm inlet to them, which is coincidentally what the pipes are on these early Triumphs. And I've just had a piece made here and swaged so that you can slip the swaged adapter onto the front pipes to move the silencers back. Ignore the rear footrest. I've put them on there just the other night for my wife to have a ride on the back, but they're mounted upside down or back to front or whatever. I need to have another look at them. They should be pointing backwards. But I've actually used the pickup point for the footrest to mount the silencers, and I'll move back. Now I think if I move the silencers further back, it won't look as good, which is why I haven't picked up the silencer mount, which is 4 inches further back. I have some stainless pipe that I might have swaged just to try. It might cost me a tenner to have them swaged, just to try them back there and see what they look like. But I think, you may agree, you may disagree, but I think further back they're not going to look so in proportion to the bike. I had to make the headlamp ears myself, and the fork shrouds. These are made of stainless steel and then painted. A lot of the paint on here is done with PJ1 satin black, and the fork legs as well, and they are tremendous. It is a tremendous product. The downpipes are done in PJ1 high temperature black, and that's a cracking product as well. Let me give you a quick look at the other side. I had to make a little bracket because the Suzuki had a headlamp adjuster bracket, which you can see there. Oh dear, that wiring is untied, isn't it? Got to do something with that. This side of the engine is not as pretty as the other side, unfortunately. A lot of pipe work on the Trophy 1200, but what an engine, and what a great bike to ride. Very, very comfortable and effortless. And the beauty of it is, I would imagine it's something like the new 1200 Bonvilles. It's just churning out torque from so low. It's so gratifying just to ride briskly. I've got a seat to go on it because this is a trophy seat, and as you can see there's a split in the vinyl. So I've got a Daytona seat and cowl to go on it to finish it off, and there we are. I hope it's been of interest to you. Let me know what you think of it. Thank you.